Hello, all my garden nerds out there. My name is Amy, and I am the Nerdy Urban Gardener. I just wanted to talk really quickly about some stuff that you can still be planting and harvesting from in your gardens in the fall. It is currently mid-September in my area. I am in zone 6B in New England, so it is starting to cool down, getting towards the crisp autumn days, which I am excited about, but also sad because it does mean it's getting towards the close of gardening season. However, there are still some things that you can have in your garden and still be harvesting from for quite a while. So I'm just going to go over a couple of things very quickly that you can either plant or you can maintain in your garden at this time of year. So one of the things you can maintain in your garden, and it may be a little bit too late to plant, but if you do have brassicas in your garden, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, those are really cold hardy crops, and they will last through most of the fall and into the winter, especially kale. I have two different kinds of kale. I have both red Russian and lacinato growing in my garden right now, and they're great options for the fall if you still want to have some fresh greens. So I've got kale back there, you can see some broccoli, and they will winter over. Kale will actually winter over. So if you have kale in the garden, pick it leaf by leaf instead of pulling the whole plant out when you're ready to harvest, and it'll continue to grow so you can keep on getting your greens all through the fall. If you cover it over with some sort of either hoop house or some kind of plastic covering just to protect it from the actual snow, it will last through the winter and start to grow again in the spring. So it's something that you can actually harvest from all winter. Kale is a great plant. It's a great option to have in your garden through the fall and the winter. Another great fall crop, which you can plant at this point still if you haven't put them in the ground yet, is radishes. Radishes take about 4 weeks to mature, so it's a really quick maturing plant. You can grow it in succession, so you can have radishes just continuously through the whole fall. It doesn't do well in the summer, so it is a great option for this time of year. You can eat the greens, you can eat the roots, you can even eat the seed pods if you miss it and let it go to seed. They're fantastic. They're like crunchy, spicy little green beans. I currently am growing these purple plum radishes. I have French breakfast, which I love, and I also have cherry bell, which grow really, really well in my garden, if you can see those. So they're a fast growing plant. You can harvest them small and just use them as microgreens, and they actually get a little baby radish on the bottom, and they're really tasty that way. Let them grow to full size, let them go to seed and eat the seed pods and the greens, but radishes are a really fantastic fall option. Carrots are a great fall harvest. People don't think about carrots that often. I grow all my carrots in pots, which is fantastic because it's great for anybody who has a small garden or a small gardening space, such as apartment balconies, things like that. I am currently growing these little finger carrots, if anybody can see that, and they're awesome because they're a smaller carrot. They can grow in a small little pot like this, and I grow all of my carrots in pots because it works. It saves space. I can move them around if I need to. And the awesome thing about growing carrots for the fall is that as long as they're matured before the first frost, when it starts to frost, you leave them in the ground and you just pull them as you need. The soil acts as a refrigeration system, almost like a root cellar, and you just pull them as you need, and you have carrots for all through the fall and into the early winter. The last crop I want to talk about is garlic. Garlic is a plant that you're going to want to put in the ground in the fall and harvest in late spring, early summer. So I haven't actually even put my garlic in the ground yet. I'll be putting it in the ground probably early October. I use a hard neck garlic because of the colder climate that I'm in, again 6B. So if you're in a colder climate, look for hard necked garlic, and that's what you'll want to use. Garlic is a really easy plant to sow. It's very hardy, doesn't need a whole lot of TLC, so it's a great thing to think about putting in the ground. And if you haven't done anything yet, don't worry, again, because you can put it in the ground anytime this fall. So I hope this was a little bit of inspiration for you guys out there in your autumn harvests. If you didn't plan early enough to get some stuff in there for this year, that's okay. Now you know, next year you'll have an awesome autumn garden. And throw some radishes in there, because at this point this year, we're still good for radishes. Throw them in there. I hope you guys found this interesting. If you guys have questions, feel free to throw some comments down there, or if you have comments for me, I love suggestions for my gardens. I love learning new things about what I can put in the garden. I'm always learning. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if this is something you're enjoying. Thank you guys all so much for watching.